Just north of the famous Las Vegas Strip, you'll find a little Bullring where tonight all bets are off. And the only thing you can put your money on is an evening of open wheel racing that will continue a Thunder tradition.
Oh! Man, they're bumping into each other.
And that gives Steele the chance to come out the inside and let McCord on the high side. And Tyler on the inside, and McCord's going to win it. Jason McCord went from third to first on the last lap. Oh, he's headed for the fence. Oh, it's a spin right to this racetrack. A car upside down, and that is the number 44 of Ed Carpenter.
And now that he's clear on the bottom of the racetrack.
Somebody way up high as the car gets into the fence here on the straightaway.
Oh! Oh! No!
From the Bullring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, ESPN's Thunder presents the USAC season finale for 2002. It's the Triple Crown Championship. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Larry Rice. Welcome to Las Vegas. And yes, tonight we crowned 3 champions for the United States Auto Club, the Western Sprint and Midget Car Champion, and also the National Midget Car Champion. So it should be a great evening of racing. Before we go into tonight's program, however, let's think back on our most recent Thunder. Now, Tony Stewart is here tonight, but it's a wonder. At Irwindale in Turkey Night at the Grand Prix there, he had a tremendous accident.
He had a heck of an accident. He took a very, very hard hit. He got hit by Aaron Pike, whose throttle stuck. He went into the wall, took a tremendously hard hit. But he was just minding his own business. It wasn't his fault. You can see right there, he was just traveling through the corner nice and easy, and Pike nailed him very hard. Pike is really lucky that Tony was there, because if he hadn't been, he might have been hurt a lot worse than he was.
Stewart, of course, a former USAC champion. He is also the now Winston Cup champion for 2002, and Ray Dunlap is standing by with him down in the pit area. Ray?
And it certainly was a wild night for Tony Stewart at Turkey Night. One big victory and one really big crash.
Yeah, it was. You know, the good thing is, from what everybody has told me, I mean, it was going to be a big enough crash that we probably helped save him from getting hurt any worse than he did. So, you know, you hate to have something like that happen, especially when that was my trophy car. That was my car that I was getting ready to put in the museum. But, you know, the good thing is we don't run for points, and we were there to win the race. And, you know, the good thing is nobody got hurt real bad, and that was the biggest thing. I mean, these guys are like a fraternity down here to me, and, you know, a bunch of these guys I don't get to see very often. So, you know, we didn't want to be in the big one, but at least we got the sprint car win and won that thing big. So, you know, just take a, you know, 50, about 500 for the night wasn't too bad, I guess.
You got a real good win here in the Silver Crown car. That was on the dirt track, and tonight you got a couple of good cars. Can you win both these races?
Well, we got a shot at both of them for sure. I mean, they're both awesome. I mean, the sprint car is the same car I drove at Turkey Night and won in, and you know, the Midget's the car that Casey Kane ran at Turkey Night, and he ran really good with it. So if I don't wear all the equipment out, I think we got a shot at both of them. But the biggest thing, I've been driving the thing like a stock car and just burying the thing in the corner and getting the brakes out. But I don't know. I think we're going to be all right. We got a shot at these.
Okay, Bob. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun to watch smoke behind the wheel here in just a little bit.
All right, thank you very much, Ray. Well, in heat race number 2, Tony Stewart was pretty impressive.
Yes, he certainly was. He came from way in the back of the thing, came up past everybody, ended up running second. So, and look at this, though. He did a slide job on J.J. Yaley and didn't make it quite work, but he did a great job coming from the back.
All right, there will be 2 40-lap feature races tonight. Here are the top 6 midget car qualifiers. And remember now, They invert the top 6 qualifiers, so that means the fastest, Ryan Scott, will actually start in 6th position, and J.J. Yaley will lead them down to the green flag in just a few moments. Now, the other 40-lap feature will be for the USAC Western Sprint cars. Stewart was the fastest qualifier, but he will start in 6th position, and Kenny Hamilton, the veteran, will start from the pole position. One of our best point races that we will be watching here tonight is in the Western Sprint cars, and look how close they are. Scott Hansen comes into this event with just a 3-point advantage over Chad Nichols. Rick Hendricks is also very much in the battle, just 8 points behind. And for Nichols, it has not been a very easy evening.
No, it's been a very, very tough night for him. He qualified very poorly, but he did start back in the back. He came through, and here you can see a crash earlier. Now, this is the last lap of the non-qualifiers race. This is the transfer spot. He barely gets to the outside and gets that 4th and final transfer spot, so at least he had a chance to get into tonight's feature.
But right now, the guy who is on top of the point standings is Scott Hansen, and maybe he can walk off with the championship here tonight. Well, earlier in qualifying, talking about tough evenings, Chad Nichols has had a tough one, and so did Randy Mello. He spun 3 times in 1 lap. Coming out of turn 4 to take the green flag, he spun, got going again, drove down in turn number 1, and spun again. They pushed him off, and he rode down into turn number 3, and, well, there's what happened. So Randy Mello has had a tough time of it here tonight. Stay with us. We'll be back for the first of 2 40-lap feature races in the Thunder and USAC finale for 2002. ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder from Las Vegas Motor Speedway is being brought to you by New Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites, hearty soups that fill you up right. Just getting set to go for our midget feature for the evening. Let's take a look at the national midget point standings as we enter this event, and Dave Darlin essentially has it won. All he has to do is be pushed off for this event, and he has won the National Midget Car Championship for the year 2002. It is much closer, however, in the Western Midget Car points. There you see only a 10-point difference between Stratton and Flock as we enter this event. So that is where our focus will be here in this particular race coming up. Now, we have had some heat races prior to this feature event. In the 3rd midget heat race, some really good action. We're looking back from Tom Hessert's car, and look what's happens here. Shane Hollingsworth is in the 85 car, and Robbie Flock tries to get to the inside, and look what happens.
And he hit him, drilled him, spun him out.
In the last chance race, Danny Stratton, who is the points leader coming into this event in the number 63 car, did not make the transfer, and so that's going to give Robbie Flock a real advantage here to walk away with the championship. Well, the cars are on the track. We will give you the starting lineup for the 40-lap midget feature when we return to the Bullring in Las Vegas, Nevada. Stay with us for more Thunder. Welcome back to Thunder. Here is the starting lineup for the midget feature. J.J. Yaley and Dave Darlin will be on the front row with Jay Drake and Dave Steele alongside. Tony Stewart and Ryan Scott will start from row number 3. In the 4th row, it's Robbie Flock and Dane Carter. Row number 5, Ron Gregory and Cole Carter. 6th row, Bobby East and Aaron Pierce. The 7th row, Danny Everts and James Chesson. Back in row number 8, Tracy Hines and A.J. Fike. Aaron Fike and Teddy Beach will be in row number 9. The 10th row will consist of Mike Hess and Rory Price. Then in the 11th row, it's Ryan Durst and Van Nill, and Tom Hessert carrying our onboard camera will start all alone back in row number 12. So Tony Stewart begins from 5th position.
Yes, he's second quick, so he starts back in 5th position, but he's proven to be very fast at this racetrack. He likes Las Vegas, and he just likes to race, so he's going to be tough.
And once again, since he has been pushed off for this event, we can declare that Dave Darlin has won the 2002 National Midget Car Championship for the United States Auto Club, and that makes 4 career USAC national championships. He has also been the champion in the Silver Crown division and the Sprint Car division, and this is his 2nd title for the Midget cars.
Now, the National Driver of the Year is also up for grabs here tonight, as Aaron Fike leads Mike Hess by only 4 points and Tracy Hines by 33.
Well, there's the number 36 car driven by Ryan Scott. He's from Concord, North Carolina, and ended up as our fastest qualifier here tonight in a nice qualifying effort, but starts back in the 6th position. 1 win early this year. That came at Belleville.
Yeah, he had a real tough time at Turkey Night. Didn't run well at all, but they did some work on that car. They came here ready to go, and they've had a very, very good night so far.
I'm a little surprised that Aaron Fike is running here tonight. There he is back in the number 25 car. This is a team car to Teddy Beach. Aaron has broken his pinky in that crash that we saw with Tony Stewart at Irwindale, and is starting back in the 17th position. But Aaron, as all good race drivers, despite a little bit of injury, is here.
Yes, he is, and he's done a great job. He came here and said, if I don't feel right, if I'm hurting too bad, I won't run. He went out there and tried it. Things felt pretty good, so he's out there running in the feature.
As you mentioned, he is atop the Driver of the Year standings for the Midget cars, and this is a point standings thing, and Aaron Fike right now has a slight advantage over Mike Hess.
Yeah, Mike Hess won a couple of really big races this year at Knoxville and the Hut 100. Tracy Hines, of course, he's pretty tough just about all the time.
This is a 3/8 mile racetrack here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and it should provide some very, very exciting action. We're on board from Tom Hessert from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, who will start back in the 23rd position in our race. So all the traffic is up ahead of him as we will watch him hopefully move through the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's going to have to be pretty careful the first few laps, because things are going to get pretty exciting. The groove is on the bottom of the racetrack. These guys are going to try to squeeze down there, and when you do that, there's usually some bumping and banging going on early on in the night.
He, of course, is a 2nd-generation driver. His father, Tom, a veteran of the sports car racing world. The 4th member of our broadcast team tonight is Amy East. Amy?
Well, thank you, Bob, and happy holidays to everyone. As we're getting ready to watch this first midget race, after watching all of the heat races, it was really interesting to see, just like you were saying, Larry, there are a lot of grooves at this track. We even saw some of these guys try to go 3 wide. Now, I can guarantee you they are not going to do that in this feature event, but they will have a high line, they will have a low line, and some of the guys that were really good on both are Dave Steele, Tony Stewart, and also, well, I don't know, just those 2. Now that I'm looking out here at them, it was the 2 of them that seemed to be really good, so keep your eyes on them.
Banking is 12 degrees in the corners and just 6 degrees in the straightaways. Actually, this is sort of a D-shaped track because the backstretch is not really a straightaway. It's sort of D-shaped. The only real straightaway is here in front of the main grandstand.
And the reason it's the back straightaway is they did change that a couple of years ago. They completely reconfigured this track, moved the front stretch to the back stretch and so forth, so the D is on the back stretch of this straightaway. There is Danny Stratton. They have added him to the field evidently because of his chance to win the Western States National Championship, and they can do that. They do have the option of adding starters, so they're going to give him a chance to go out there and race for that Western States Championship.
But he will start back in the 24th position, and the driver trying to take the lead away from him and win the championship, Robbie Flock, starts up in the 4th row on the inside of that row. Just about ready to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 40 laps of competition. Well, now they're black flagging Stratton, so I'm not sure what's going on here. He was not on the starting lineup that we were given by the United States Auto Club, but you're right, Larry. I would think that perhaps there are some provisional rules that would allow him to join the back of the field, but apparently not. He has received the black flag. Is he going to pull off the racetrack, or isn't he? Well, yeah, he's being given the black flag once again.
Hey, I think maybe he decided that he was going to make up his own provisional list and just went on out there. So,
well, he has pulled off the racetrack, so he is not in the event. Well, here we go. Yaley and Darlin are up on the front row with Drake and Steele in row number 2, and then Stewart and Ryan Scott. 40 laps of racing to go, and the green comes is out. It has rained here tonight, and down in the very, very inside of the racetrack, you'll notice perhaps a wet spot, so you want to stay out of that. But the racetrack itself is going, contact between Darlin and Yaley.
Already looked like Darlin tried to squeeze in there. Yaley didn't want to let him come in, and they did touch both of them. Nice job keeping their cars under control.
And Darlin has the lead, is leading lap number 1 as we go back into the field just a little bit. Watch Dave Steele in that black number 29 on the high side of the racetrack as he tries to move up. He's currently running in the 6th position.
And Ryan Scott has moved from his 6th starting position up to 3rd already as he's gotten around Jay Drake and Tony Stewart, a couple of guys. So he has really moved up nicely in that red car running back there in 3rd. Look at Ron Gregory. He's in that 2nd red car. He too has moved up very well.
Bobby Flock to the inside of Dave Steele. Flock in the 76 car. And right behind him is the 7 machine of Cole Carter.
Yeah, Dave Steele seems to be the guy that's having a little bit of a problem. He started up front, but that car looks very loose, and he's lost several spots here early on in this race.
Breast Racing through the 3rd and 4th corners as up front. It continues to be Darlin leading Yaley, and Ryan Scott running in 3rd position. Then Stewart is 4th, and Jay Drake is running in 5th position. Now in our last Thunder, that 71 car was driven by Jason Leffler, but right now tonight,
and Stewart got in there just a little bit too hot. Tapped Ryan Scott. Scott kept it under control, but Stewart he drives those things hard, I'll tell you.
Oh, and the Tracy Hines car has a problem as sparks are coming from underneath.
Yeah, he's got some problems, something dragging. He's it looks like the Nerf bar. He got into somebody and bent the Nerf bar down against the racetrack, and that's where all the sparks are coming from.
Hines came into this event 4th in the point standings, but out of the championship chase. Ray?
Well, Bob, a couple of problems for Tracy Hines tonight. In the heat race, he had lost his brakes with 1 lap to go, and they got that thing fixed. They were working on it real hard just before this race started. They also had a little bit of an engine problem tonight, but I think it might have been the brakes that caught him here. He got down in the middle of the corner and just got too close to another car, tapped him, but it might have been the brake problem that caused that accident.
Tracy Hines, the 2002 USAC Sprint Car champion, voted last year's National Midget Driver of the Year, looking for his 16th win in the National Midget Car Series tonight, but it will not happen. Back with more in just a moment from Las Vegas. We're 6 laps into this 40-lap feature for the USAC Midget cars from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are under caution. Tracy Hines with a problem, and here's what happened. You watch the far right of your screen.
Yeah, it looked like Aaron Fike had a little bit of a problem. Somebody got into him, and then Tracy ran into that car. It's the other Fike. It's AJ Fike that he got into. So when he hit AJ Fike, he bent that Nerf bar down, and that's what caused all the problem.
Now, a little bit earlier, this is what happened to Ryan Scott as Tony Stewart comes up and says hello.
Yeah, he's got in there a little bit hot, touched right rear to left rear. Scott did a nice job hanging onto the car, lost a few spots though.
Well, here in the top 10 after 6 laps, and these yellow flag laps do not count. Darlin is the leader. Yaley is running 2nd, then Stewart. Ryan Scott drops back to 4th, and Jay Drake is running in the 5th position, as once again we're along with Tom Hessert. Here's 6 through 10. Gregory, Flock, Cole Carter, Bobby East, and Dave Steele is running in 10th position.
Yeah, Steele started in 4th and fell back very quickly, so that car looked to be very, very loose there early in the event.
All right, 1 more lap to go, and we will resume this event, wrapping up Thunder for ESPN and also wrapping up the 2002 season for USAC. There's the work that's being done on Tracy Hines' car.
Yeah, they're trying to get it done so he can get back on the racetrack, but he's not going to make it before the green flag comes out.
Here we go. Green flag comes out. Back to racing. Dave Darlin now begins to inch away just a little bit from the 2 other Steve Lewis cars that are following him. That's Yaley, of course, in 2nd, and then Tony Stewart running in the 3rd position. It's hard to tell these cars apart. They're all basically number 9, although they're small numbers besides the 9s. But watch the green helmet. That's the one that's being driven by Yaley. And the side-by-side battle here involves the 71 of Drake and Gregory in the 22.
Ron Gregory doing a very nice job. He started back in about the 5th row and has already moved his way up to 5th spot. And he is one of the guys in the running for the Rookie of the Year certainly going to help those votes when they come in.
7th in the USAC National Midget point standings going into this event. He has top finishes of 3rd at Sparta and 5th at Nazareth, and was the fastest qualifier on the 3/4 mile oval at Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And a spin here.
Aaron Fike and Teddy Beach. That is Teddy Beach, yeah. Standing there. Looks like he has made some contact. He's got a flat left rear tire. Actually, it looks like the tire's almost off the rim.
Yeah.
It's gotten so flat. So I hope he didn't make contact with his teammate Aaron Fike, but that looks like that might have been what happened.
Fike is also stopped on the racetrack, so both of the Beach brothers, or Beach Boys cars, have had a problem here on lap number 10.
And unfortunately, Teddy Beach is the other young man who is in the running for the Rookie of the Year honors, and this will hurt him some, although it's not done completely on points. Much like some of the others, it's done on voting by some of the members of the press and other people.
So another caution flag has interrupted the racing here. We will be back with more from Thunder at the Bullring. Welcome back to Thunder from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Bullring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as we present the USAC finale for 2002. These are the midget cars in action, and we go back to green as Tony Stewart has the lead, followed by his teammate J.J. Yaley. And caution, or no, I guess not. Green flag remains out.
Oh, you look at this. You can see Yaley down to the inside. He's forced Ryan Scott out. Ron Gregory is going to try to follow. Oh! Ryan Scott, now look at Ron Gregory. He takes advantage and goes by Yaley too.
And Jay Drake also trying to get to the inside of Ryan Scott. Darlin is in 2nd position. Then a little bit of the interval back to J.J. Yaley, who is running in 3rd spot. And Gregory, who continues to look good here. He goes to the inside down the backstretch. Cannot, however, pick up the position from Yaley.
Yeah, that was Bobby East back there. Too many of those white number 9 1909 cars there or whatever. I got them all confused there for a second.
Gregory closing in as Stewart pulls away from the rest of the field, and Tony Stewart just phenomenal in any kind of race car that he gets into.
Yeah, he sure is.
And Drake has a problem as he slows down in that 71 car.
That's the car that's owned by Leffler. He drove it at Turkey Night, but couldn't run it here, so he hired Jay Drake to come run the car for him.
And he's going to be able to pull to the infield and out of the racing groove, and so there will be no caution. The green remains out as Stewart will come by next time and complete lap number 30. 10 laps to go, and you can see the interval that he has opened up over Dave Darlin, J.J. Yaley, Ron Gregory, and Bobby East running back there in the 5th spot.
Yes, one lone red car right there amongst all those Steve Lewis cars. Kind of breaks things up, but young Gregory's done a nice job so far as he started back in the 5th row and moved up very nicely. Bobby East also started deep in the field and has moved up.
Here's activity back in 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's Cole Carter and Aaron Fike.
That's Dave Steele right behind Cole Carter, and then Dane Carter right behind, and then Aaron Fike. So there's all of those guys back there battling, like you said, in positions about 8 through 12.
Here is Dave Steele, who won the Twin 25s at Indianapolis Raceway Park this year, among others, and walked off with a bonus that amounted to well over $50,000 and the biggest payday ever for a midget car driver. Now here is Fike trying to get around Dane Carter in the 77 car.
He's moved up pretty nicely. Remember, he was involved in that accident with Teddy Beach a little earlier in the night. Had to go to dead last, and he's moved his way back up pretty nicely.
This is 10th and 11th position as we have this 5 more laps to go around this 3/8-mile racetrack at Las Vegas. Fike trying to look to the inside, but Carter has the position covered at the moment.
So far, but you can see back up here is Stewart. He's in heavy traffic now, and he's trying to get around a couple of different guys, gets through there, but that was very, very close as he he was coming up on those lap cars, and they were racing each other pretty hard.
He put a lap on Ryan Durst and on A.J. Fike, but it was not necessarily an easy task for him. Now just 2 more laps to go for Tony Stewart. In fact, this time around, he'll get the white flag. 1 lap to go, and Tony will have victory for him in the midget cars. Remember, he's also running a sprint car here tonight, so stay tuned and see if he can make it 2 for 2. Tony Stewart will come off corner number 4 and win this midget car race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Darlin is second, J.J. Yaley third, then Ron Gregory, Bobby East, Robbie Flock finishes 6th, Ryan Scott 7th, Cole Carter 8th, Dave Steele 9th, and Dane Carter finishes in the 10th position.
Wow, well, he has showed everybody in the place here tonight why he is a champion. He's been a champion at just about everything he's ever run. He proved to be the best in the country when he won the Winston Cup Championship this year, and he comes right back out in a midget and wins here. So he's certainly, you know, he takes a lot of heat from a lot of people, but he set out here in this very cold weather tonight, signed autograph, talked to the fans, and he told everybody he came here for the fans tonight, and he proved that by doing what he did.
Just after they had completed 20 laps, Stewart goes inside on Dave Darlin and takes the lead coming out of corner number 2.
Yeah, he went across those rumble strips, didn't get it too far sideways, and once he got the lead, it was all over but the shop because he just pulled away.
Stewart was the national midget car champion in '94, and in 1995 he won the midget car, the sprint car, and the Silver Crown titles in the same year. He owns 27 now career USAC midget car victories as Stewart ends up in victory lane here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and he's won the IRL championship. He's won in almost every single type of car he's ever run.
Ray?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is victory 102 for Steve Lewis Racing. Man, you had him covered tonight. How good was that race car?
She was bad fast. As my buddies in the RC industry say, that thing was on stilts all night, so she was bad to the bone.
Darlin looked pretty good at the beginning. You got around him. Was that driver, race car, or a little combination of both?
Dave was having a little bit of trouble getting into 1 and 2 for some reason. I don't know if he was loose or tight or if he was sliding the front wheels or what, but you know, I worked real hard with Bob East today. I mean, I'm so used to driving the stock car that I overdrive it on the entry a lot, so we worked a lot on brake balance and really got it right for the main. It felt really good. That
orange number 20 Sprinter looks like it could be good too.
Yeah, I'm about half wore around. I'm using a different set of muscles than I use in that Cup car, but looking forward to it. I mean, you know, we've had a great week. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. I mean, this is how we started out Turkey Night, by winning the first of the 2 main events and then got wrecked in the second one, so hopefully we'll have a little better luck this time around.
All right, bring her home for the finish. Your winner tonight here is Tony Stewart in the midget.
The top 15 finishers behind Stewart was Darlin, then Yaley, Gregory, and East, and we'll continue to monitor the final calculation, but it would appear as if Robbie Flock may have won the Western Midget Car Championship because he finished up there in the 6th position. And Danny Stratton, of course, didn't even start the race. Scott Carter, Steele, and Dane Carter completed the top 10, and then 11 through 15, Aaron Fike, Van Nil, Tom Hessert, Ryan Durst, and A.J. Fike. Still a lot more racing to go. We've got the sprint car 40-lap feature coming up on Thunder. The USAC midget car race has been run. Tony Stewart won it, but look at the celebration back in the Robbie Flock pit area. He has won the USAC Western Midget Car Championship, and he's with Amy East.
And when you think of Robbie Flock's season, you think, wow, filled with a lot of ups and downs lately. It's been a lot of downs, but what an up this was for you tonight.
Boy, I'll tell you, this racing's so great. And when you have a year like this, with the kids coming up and racing as hard as they did all year, and keep us that honest and luck not on our side, and all of a sudden have people pull together the last race to help me get this. I mean, you can't say enough thanks to everybody out there. Number 4, that's what I need, a little spark to try to maybe open some eyes out there and let people know, hey, Robbie can drive, let's give him a shot. So racing's changed. You're only as good as your equipment nowadays. I've had great equipment this year. I had excellent equipment tonight. It was just our turn, and I just got to thank everybody for it.
All right, and he's the first of many champions that we're going to be talking to tonight. Your 2002 Western States champ, Robbie Flock.
38 years of age and walks away with a championship in a very competitive series.
Well, he's always been a great race car driver. He came back, ran the Midwest for a long time, but like he said, you've got to have the good race cars. He didn't have many more. He came back out here, so he wins the championship out there. What the heck?
Sprint cars are getting ready to go in heat race number 1. Watch the action here. Brad Bumgarner tapping Bobby McMahon, and Bumgarner hard into the outside wall. And we watched it from Tony Hunt's perspective.
Yeah, they got together, and both of them spun, but Bumgarner got the short end of the stick.
Then in heat race number 3, Chris Schmelzli gets sideways and takes Mike Aubie in that red number 07 car.
Yeah, he's doing donut, 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 only he had a flat left rear tire.
Here's a starting lineup for our feature event for the sprint cars. Kenny Hamilton on the pole with Jeff Gardner alongside. Second row, Scott Hansen and Tracy Hines. Casey Kane and Tony Stewart in the third row. Then Rick Hendricks and Levi Jones. Tony Hunt and Jason McCord make up row number 5. The sixth row, Kevin Feeney and Brian McLish. Aaron Pierce and Jim Waters in row number 7. The eighth row, Lonnie Adamson and Bud Kading. Bobby McMahon and Todd Ellison back in row 9. In the 10th row, Shauna Hogue and John Starks. Chuck Maddox and Eric Bootsy will make up row number 11. And back in the final row is Mike Aubie and Amy Barnes. There's Scott Hansen. We go to Amy quickly before green.
Well, when we talked to Scott, it was really interesting because he had to walk away from our conversation to talk to Rick Hendrick, and he said, I'm junk. I'm changing everything on this. What are you running? And Scott told him. Now that is competition, and good competition we'll see between these two guys for this championship.
And the green flag has fallen, and a huge roar down into turn number 1. Lap number 1 is completed, and Jeff Gardner has the lead.
Yeah, Hamilton running in second. That's Tracy Hines in the white black car on the outside. Running in third or maybe fourth. Scott Hansen, though, in that black car running back there right now in fourth position is the guy that's battling for the championship.
And a little bit of brake smoke from the 99.
Oh!
And this car sideways. That is Hansen.
Boy, that's not going to help him one bit. That's Casey Kane in the red car who also got involved in that. And looks like Hansen has a flat left front tire. So at least he's going to have to make it into the pit area and get that fixed. Casey Kane came up on that accident a little bit late, spun out. He'll probably be able to get restarted, but this is a huge, huge break for Rick Hendricks because he's only 8 points out of the lead, and this is going to really help him as they head into the final part of this race.
Let's take a look at what happened. He dove to the inside of Tracy Hines and then made contact with him.
Yeah, he just wiggled just ever so slightly and made contact with the right front to the left rear. And there's Levi Jones. He's trying to stay under power, just powers over that left front tire while he's sitting still on the racetrack.
And notice that orange number 20, which managed to escape everything. He had to take evasive action and go to the high side. Oh, he just missed Hansen.
Well, some days it's better to be lucky than good. In that case, he was pretty lucky.
Well, Ray, meanwhile, is with the guy who has won the National Midget Car Championship. Ray?
And Bob, what a year it's been for Dave Darland. He defends his championship from a year ago, but a couple of really hard crashes this year. You lost your father, but is this as gratifying winning this year's championship as it was a year ago?
Well, yeah, it's last year was really important because it was my first midget win and my a third overall, and it tied me with Tony Stewart and Pancho Carter for winning all 3 major USAC divisions last year as far as championships. But this team here does a great job. Steve Lewis, car owner, he supplies us with everything we need to win championships and races. And I got Bob East and Kelly Drake here on the team that makes all the calls and does a great job with the car. And the whole crew does a great job. And, with Ed Pink Ford, Team ASE, and the Beast car runs good all year long, and just consistency. And we didn't quite win as many races as we'd like to have, but consistency paid off in the long run here.
Okay, congratulations. 3 wins for Dave Darland this year. He is your champion. And guys, you think he might just sit around all winter and do nothing? No way. He's headed to New Zealand to do some more racing. Dave Darlin is your champion for the midgets this year.
A very versatile and a very talented driver. Meanwhile, the Scott Hansen car is on the hook as his hopes for a championship seem to be fading away quickly. We'll be right back. Under caution here at Las Vegas, just 2 of 40 laps completed. Jeff Gardner has the lead over Kenny Hamilton, Tracy Hines, Tony Stewart, and Jason McCord. And Amy, Scott Hansen is in a bit of a hurt here, isn't he?
Well, he sure is. They're just now lowering him off the wrecker. He indeed did stay in. The car is buckled in as the crew goes to work. They are going to change the left front tire. He also has some damage. Looks minor. Maybe the let's see here, the radius rod slightly bent, which is going to affect his steering, and then just some cosmetic stuff, the headers and the left side nerf bar. But that tire is the most important thing. They need to get it on, get him back out there. Every position counts as points, and with just 8 separating him from third, and that's who he's battling, Rick Hendricks. Remember, he had such good sportsmanlike conduct, too, to tell Rick what his setup was. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite him.
And on the racetrack, Tony Stewart has taken over second position from Kenny Hamilton, and now Stewart sets his sights. Oh, and a spin behind him.
Ford got tapped a little bit. There's very tight quarters down there, and he just spun around, did a half spin. Luckily, nobody ran into him, but things were plenty tight down there. Just got tapped a little bit and spun around. But Tony Stewart, he's done a great job as he made an outside pass, and on this racetrack, that is not an easy thing to do.
Let's take a look at what happened as McCord headed down into turn number 1 behind Tracy Hines, and he gets a little help.
Yeah, well, he got out of the throttle, and McLeish just tapped him a little bit and just turned him around. When you're running that close and you lift just a little bit like he did, you're probably going to get tapped. So I don't think that was just one of those racing things.
Jason McCord waiting for the tow truck to get him pushed off again. He has 4 Western Sprint Car starts this year. This is his 5th, and 2 USAC National Sprint Car wins this year. Both of those came at Indianapolis Raceway Park. There is the 97 car of Rick Hendricks from Canyon Country, California, and he may have a championship in the book here.
Yeah, he's running in 6th position right now, and barring any bad luck, if he gets knocked out and falls way to the back, he could still lose it. But the most important thing for him now is just to hang in there, finish up here in the top 10 or so, and he will win this because Hansen has lost a lot of positions because he's in the pit area.
These were the point standings coming into this event. You see how close it was among the top 3 with just 8 points separating them. Rick Hendricks has made 9 starts this year, picked up his first career sprint car win. That was at Tucson. He has finished in the top 10 7 of the 9 races, so a very consistent run for Rick Hendricks.
And Chad Nichols, obviously he's not in this race, so he's out of the championship hunt. He was only a rookie, so he had a great run. He's got to be very happy. But Scott Hansen is back on the racetrack, but he's going to be about 2 or 3 laps down.
Back to Amy East.
Well, the team pulled together, and as you guys see, he is back out there. This team, they did some great stuff, and we're learning now from USAC he's only 1 lap down, so anything is still possible in this Western States Sprint Car Championship.
And just 4 laps completed, so we have quite a few to go here, and anything can happen, so we'll not count him out of the championship run just yet, but it's going to go right down to the checkered flag, it would appear. There's Levi Jones in the Jeff Walker racing machine as he's getting pushed off.
Yeah, it appears he's trying to get into the pit area. He's pulled down to the inside with no power, and he doesn't look like it's going to fire, so he's going to go back in the pit area without any horsepower, and the engine won't run. So it's a tough break. Scott Hansen has kind of an interesting occupation. He builds props for some of the TV shows that you see every once in a while, including Yes Dear.
And he is, we are being told now, 2 laps down as the United States Auto Club rechecks the scoring calculations. He is 2 laps down. Jeff Gardner is at the front of the field right now, but we will certainly keep our eye on the number 20 car of Stewart as we get the green flag here in just a moment, because he was on a run. Hamilton is running in 3rd, then Hines is running in the 4th position.
Yeah, that's a brand new Eagle chassis that Tony Stewart is driving. Remember, he owns Daniel Lasowski's World of Outlaw car. They have an Eagle chassis in the World of Outlaws. They asked Russell if he would build them a car, Jerry Russell, if he would build them a car for the payment. He said, well, sure, I'll give it a try. Well, obviously his first try was pretty doggone good.
We're on board here with Tony Hunt, who is a former champion of this division.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's been running the pavement. He's gone back east a couple of times, tried to run the Silver Crown, but he's very tough out here on the West Coast in these pavement cars.
As a matter of fact, he won last year's championship in the Western Sprint Car Division in the United States Auto Club, but things not quite as successful for him here in 2002. He did, however, pick up a victory earlier this year at Madeira and at Boise. All right, green flag is coming back out, and here we go once again. Look at Stewart. Oh, good jump to the inside. Can't get the advantage over Gardner at the moment, who's also a former champion of this division. Let's see how things go as they head for turns 3 and 4.
Jeff Gardner didn't run nearly as many races this year as he ran last year. That's the reason he's not up there in the point standings. But here tonight, he has been very quick all night long. And Tony Stewart appears to be a little quicker right now, though, just like he usually is.
Gardner is the 1998 USAC Western Sprint Car champion. Right now doing a nice job of holding off the challenge of Tony Stewart. And Stewart is right there.
Well, Tony's just biding his time. Ooh, he got in there a little bit easy. The yellow flag come out? Oh, yeah, sure did. There's Casey Kane. He's made some contact with John Starks. Those guys are kind of stuck together. Starks, you can see, he also has a flat left front tire. So what we thought was Stewart having some problems or slowing down when he saw the yellow flag before any of the rest of us saw it. That was all that happened there.
So the tow truck once again arrives at the scene of the incident. 6 laps completed, and the lead is being held here by Jeff Gardner, with Stewart running second. Bob Jenkins, Larry Rice, Ray Dunlap, and Amy East back at Las Vegas. Jeff Gardner leads Tony Stewart, Kenny Hamilton, Tracy Hines, and Brian McLish after 6 of the 40 laps, 6 through 10. Rick Hendricks, Jim Waters, Kevin Feeney, Aaron Pierce, and Tony Hunt. Right now, Rick Hendricks is looking good for the championship as we go back to green flag racing, and we will see if Tony Stewart can take advantage here. That's Tracy Hines going way up the racetrack in that black, orange, and white number 27.
That's the tamale wagon. He's trying to get around the outside of Kenny Hamilton, but meanwhile, while he's doing that, McLish pulls down to the inside of him. But Hamilton he's sticking so close to the inside of the racetrack that he's not letting anybody around on that bottom side.
Brian McLish is having a great run here tonight. He's 6th in the Western Sprint Car point standings. He won at Twin Falls earlier this year and finished 10th at Tucson in his only USAC Western Sprint Car start last year. But this year has looked much, much better for him. He's currently running in the 4th position and is trying to get around Hamilton and trying to be passed by Tracy Hines.
Yeah, Tracy Hines doing everything he can to get that position back. Meanwhile, Tony Stewart up there still just right on the tail of Gardner. Gardner makes one little slip, and Tony's going to make some sort of a move. And that's what he's hoping for. He's hoping to put enough pressure on him that he'll make Gardner make a mistake. But Gardner's been around a while. It's not going to be an easy task.
You have to believe there may be an element of intimidation here. How would you like to be Jeff Gardner, who is certainly a champion in his own right? But when you got somebody like Tony Stewart back there, you know he's back there. You don't have rear view mirror, but you know he's back there. And we'll just see what happens here.
Well, so far, he hasn't made a mistake. He got a little wide right there. That might be the opening Tony Stewart needs.
Whoa, Stewart goes back down there under the white line where it could be a little slick because of the previous rain, but he was unable to take advantage, and Gardner is just doing a tremendous job of holding him off. And now Stewart looks to the outside as he smokes the right front brake.
Gardner did a nice job. He gave Stewart a little bit of room, but as soon as he saw Stewart was going to back out of it, he squeezed him down into those rumble strips. And when Tony hit those, he lost traction, and he had to give that lead. Well, he did give the lead back to Gardner. So Gardner did a good job. He gave him enough room, but as soon as he saw Tony wasn't up far enough, he gave him the old squeeze job.
Jeff Gardner has 9 career Western Sprint Car feature victories. His best finish this year was 3rd at Madeira, so he's looking for his 10th victory of his career and his first this year trying to hold off the challenge of Tony Stewart, who earlier tonight won the midget car race that we had here, the feature event.
Amy Barnes has fallen out of this race. We should tell you while we got just a second. She fell out on that last yellow. So Tony Stewart still putting a lot of pressure on Jeff Gardner. And meanwhile, Tracy Hines has moved into third position. So Tony Stewart really is the guy now that's putting all the pressure on the leader.
There is Hines in the number 27 car. He has one Western Sprint Car victory. That came at Irwindale in March of 2001. And has won the 2002 National Sprint Car Championship. Meanwhile, Gardner now is going to be coming up on some slower traffic. Stewart's going to go to the outside.
What a beautiful move by Tony Stewart. He's going to force him to follow that slower car. That's
and it's Hansen.
It's Hansen.
How about that?
And Stewart's still got to get around Hansen though on the outside. Now he's going to do it. But that was an absolute perfect move. He saw that happening a lap before it did. Yep. He pulled out there, he trapped Gardner, and he made the pass. Absolutely textbook.
And just about the same situation as last race. At the halfway point, Tony Stewart takes the lead here in the sprint car race. And we'll take a break and be back to see if he can pull out victory number 2 here tonight in a moment. Back at the Bullring in Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the USAC Triple Crown Championship. 3 champions being decided here tonight. We've already crowned 2 of them. Dave Darland, the National Midget Car Champion, and Ronnie Flock, the Western Midget Car Champion. Tony Stewart is leading this 40-lap sprint car race, but the champion is yet to be decided. Rick Hendricks is running back in 10th spot at the moment, and his closest challenger would be Scott Hansen, who of course is 2 laps down, running in 20th position. Todd Ellison was 4th coming into this night's program, and he is 15th in the standings right now.
And there is Hendricks. He's still battling, trying to win himself a championship. But right now, he's got Bud Kading right on his tail, and he can't afford to lose very many more spots. He's only 8 points behind. I mean, he's 8 points behind Scott Hansen going into this, so he can't lose a lot more spots the way the points are paid in this division.
This is 10th and 11th, and Kading trying to get to the inside here and take over that 10th spot and take a few more points away from Hendricks, and it looks like he will be able to do it.
He got to the inside. Hendricks saw him down there. And the one thing Hendricks doesn't want to do is crash. He wants to make sure he's still on the racetrack, gaining as many points as he can. So he just moved over and gave him some room.
Well, Hendricks is a former champion in USAC. He was the 98 Western Midget Car Champion, the 92 USAC TQ Champion. And meanwhile, Tony Stewart just continues to motor around the racetrack and making it look easy. There are 10 laps to go, and he has a rather comfortable lead now on Jeff Gardner, who continues to run in 2nd spot. Hines is 3rd, followed by McGlish and Feeney in the top 5. Then Hamilton, Pierce, Hunt, Kading, and Waters complete the top 10. Tony just slicing through the traffic.
He is in real heavy traffic right now. He's got to be a little bit careful as he works his way through these guys. He doesn't want to make any contact. A little contact on this racetrack can put you in big trouble in a hurry.
You see, put another lap on Scott Hansen. Here he is going around Eric Bootsy in the 09 car, putting him a lap down, and Bootsy is in 16th position. So 15 cars are on the lead lap at this point with less than 7 laps to go.
Yeah, Jason McCord in that 14 car will be his next victim, and Todd Ellison right in front of him. So Tony Stewart just really on a roll. He's got that thing on a string.
A lot of people came to Las Vegas Motor Speedway to watch Tony Stewart run in the Winston Cup race this year. And a lot of people have come here specifically tonight to watch him run and to get his autograph. And they are seeing, if they did pay the price of admission to watch him compete, they have gotten their money's worth. He is about to win his 2nd race of the evening with now just less than 4 laps to go.
Trying to go on the outside of Ellison. Looks like he's picking up a push on that outside groove, though. He's got to be a little bit careful. He gets up on those marbles. It can take you right up to the wall. You can see right there. He does have quite a good push in that thing when he gets high on the racetrack.
Trying to get around Todd Ellison in the number 11 car. He's been trying to do so for the last few laps. I don't think Gardner has closed right in. Look at this. Gardner has closed in because Stewart has had trouble getting around Ellison. However, They will be coming to the white flag this time around, but Gardner is making a race of this.
Wow, Gardner really came on strong as Tony picked up that push. Now then, with the white flag out, I thought Gardner had a chance to sneak in under him right there. Tony's going to make him do it the hard way, though.
Depends upon the traffic. There are 3 cars ahead, but I don't think they're going to be a factor as Tony Stewart brings the car up the 4th corner. Tony Stewart makes it a clean sweep here tonight. He wins the midget car feature and he wins the Western sprint car feature also. How about that?
What can you say about a guy that steps out of a stock car championship? He's getting ready to collect. There's Hendricks, and Hendricks finishes in 12th position. So it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a very close battle for that championship. But Tony Stewart getting ready to pick up several $1 million as the Winston Cup champion. Comes out here and races just as hard for several thousand.
Well, this is his his third Western sprint car win this year, and Tony Stewart raises the hand and salutes the crowd. And again, we go back to the top of the show and we say that it's really amazing that he was able to be here tonight, because when he crashed at Irwindale in our last Thunder a week ago, he appeared to be knocked out. Well, he was knocked out temporarily, and I thought, oh my gosh, we've got ourselves in a real problem here. But he is back and he has won.
And he's still very, very sore. He calls the cockpit of the race car his office. He says, once I'm in my office, I'm really good. But he says, getting in and out of that office is not so easy because I'm so sore.
We know how Tony Stewart loves to race, and when he gets in that office of his big goal is to win every event he is in, and he has done so tonight. Both features go to the Rushville Rocket. Ray?
Yeah, just another easy day at the office, right, Smoke? Classic move, classic textbook move. You saw the lap traffic there, and you were able to take advantage.
That's what I learned from Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte. You know, we had a good car. I mean, like I said, it's the same car we won Turkey Night with, and this thing has been bad to the bone every time I've been in it. We got to work some steering stuff out with it. It's a little heavy on the steering, wore me out tonight, but man, this thing is a good race car. I mean, Larry Tredigero and you know, all the guys from Hoosier Tire that have helped us out with this car. I mean, these guys just done an awesome job.
You are the man.
Still got some in me, don't I?
To be as sore as you were after that big crash and then run those 2 tough races, how hard was it physically?
I'm wore out. I hurt so bad, but the good thing is I'm going to get in an airplane here in about a half hour, and I'm going to fly back to Charlotte, and I'm going to sleep all the way. I got a feeling half the day tomorrow. So, well, I tell you what a way to end the year. I mean, we won the Chili Bowl earlier in the year, and you know, 3 Winston Cup wins, a championship, and you know, Turkey Night with a sprint car in these 2 races. This year is finally finishing up pretty doggone nice right now.
It sure did, folks. Tony Stewart in victory lane once again. He sweeps them tonight here in Vegas.
But it's interesting that Tony Stewart still mentions races like the Chili Bowl as being just as important as winning a Winston Cup race.
And that was the very first race of the year that he ran, and he did win it, and he won it just as convincingly as he won this. He's getting ready to go on a cruise here in about a week. I think he's going to rest a whole lot when he goes on that thing.
I would guess so, and he deserves to get a rest for a few months before he begins testing and gets set for the 2003 Winston Cup season, and I'm sure he's going to run as many open wheel races as he possibly can. Stewart wins both the midget car and the sprint car races here at Las Vegas tonight. We'll be right back. Tony Stewart is in victory lane, having won both feature races here tonight, the USAC midget car feature and the Western sprint car feature. Great night for Tony Stewart. Triple Crown Championship night here at Las Vegas. We've already crowned 2 of the champions. Robbie Flock has won the Western Midget Car Championship, and Dave Darlin the National Midget Car Championship. Here are the top 20 finishers in the sprint car race, with Stewart beating Jeff Gardner but not by much. Hines, McLish, and Feeney will complete the top 5. 6 through 10, Kenny Hamilton, Tony Hunt, Bud Katie, Aaron Pearson, Jim Waters, and then 11 through 15, Lonnie Adamson, Rick Hendricks, Bobby McMahon, Todd Ellison, and Jason McCord, and then 16 through 20, Bootsy, Maddox, Abby, Hogue, and Scott Hansen. Amy is with the 3rd champion crown tonight.
And for the first time in my career, it was fun letting somebody know they won the championship. If I could have just taken a picture of the look on your face when I congratulated you as the champ, it was priceless. Just tell me about your whole season and especially the ups and downs of just this evening.
Well, yeah, this evening was, you know, we didn't qualify that good. We barely made it through our heat race, and then in the main event, my weight checker fell off and got caught under the brake pedal. I had to keep reaching down, picking it up to stick it under my seat, and we just struggled. I just surprised that we were able to just stay out there and win it.
He came in third. He's leaving as the champion, and I have a feeling you're going to get a little wet here. I see something heading our way. I'm moving out of I'm getting out of the way, guys. There he is, the Western State champ.
To the victor goes the spoils, and in this case, a whole bunch of champagne also. Rick Hendricks has won yet another championship in the United States Auto Club. Quite a race driver he is. We'll be back to wrap it up from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in just a moment. Stay with us for more Thunder. ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder from Las Vegas Motor Speedway being brought to you by Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. Ray Dunlap is standing by with the National Sprint Car Champion for 2002.
Well, that's right, Bob. We've heard from the other champions tonight, so we wanted to hear from Tracy Hines. Not a great night for you tonight here, but overall an awful good season.
Yeah, it's been a great season. You know, we won the USAC Sprint Car Championship, third in the Silver Crown. I think we ended up fifth in the Midget. Ran good tonight in our Western States car, this old tamale wagon. You know, it's been around for a long time, the Morales family, and you know, it's just nice to see it up front. Wish we could win with it, but you know, maybe next time. You know, I just got to thank everybody from ESPN for everything they've done for us. And I hear Bob Jenkins is retiring, I guess. That's what happens when you get like 65, huh, Bob?
Hey, Tracy, talk about your career. I know you've been out to the Truck Series Garage, some other places. You're shopping around to find out what's out there. Can you tell us anything about next year? What all you going to be doing?
Oh, right now it's just the same stuff. My Silver Crown team, we've got some new Mopar power. And then the Midget team are going to have some new Mopar power also. And then the Silver Crown, the Hoffman team, or the Sprint Car team is going to be the same. And, you know, I'm like everybody else, just looking for the next step, whether it be truck or bush, IRL. I mean, I like to go on and maybe use my talents somewhere else. If not, I'll just stay here and try to do the best I can.
Okay, well, you did a great job this year as Sprint Car champion. Now let's go here with Jeff Gardner is right across the way with Amy. And he had a good run tonight, had a lot of fun with Stewart, I'll bet, Amy.
Well, he sure did. And we've seen Tracy Hines have lots of exciting moments on Thunder, but tonight it was Jeff Gardner that gave us those exciting moments. We enjoyed watching it, but I bet when you got trapped behind that lap car, that wasn't too fun, was it?
No, it wasn't. And we were closing the gap at the end. He was getting probably a little bit worse, and we were definitely getting better at the end. And I thought we could get one more shot at him. I think we were about a lap short, though.
Well, you know, we talked about it, and we wonder, for a lot of these competitors, did you ever think, I have the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup champion on my tail? Does that even rattle your cage, or do you just consider him another competitor?
Out here, I think he's just another guy. I mean, he's got a lot more experience in different types of cars, but realistically, I guess he claims he's one of us, so it's fair to think that. And I know he's a good car. I mean, he was quick time and stuff, so he was something to worry about. But the fact that he was Tony Stewart, now it's just another car.
Yeah, but you really wanted to be something, and it was the spoiler, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would have been fun to be the spoiler. He doesn't need to win everything. And we were close, but we gave it a good effort and a solid run for us, and we're happy.
All right, well, we'll look for some more exciting things from Jeff Gardner in the future. Tonight, he brings home a second, but it was fun as he gave Tony Stewart a run for his money.
Well, Jeff's name is on this list of Western Sprint Car champions. He won the title in 1998. Kevin Urton won the title the first 2 years of its existence. Kading won in 99, Ellison in 2000, Tony Hunt in 2001, and now Rick Hendricks in 2002. Well, Tracy, I'm not retiring, but for all of us that have been involved in these USAC telecasts, it is the end. It began just weeks after ESPN went on the air in the fall of '79, and every year since then there has been USAC open wheel racing on this network. but this is our final telecast. Gordon, Irwin, Stewart, Newman, Bliss, many others have achieved success in their careers and have come through our Thunder telecasts. So many have contributed to and taken pride in these telecasts, and from those who sit on the truck to those who have stood out in all kinds of weather conditions to those of us who have been in the announce booth. So as we look back over the past 24 seasons, we say thank you. It's been fun.
I'd rather race for a living than do anything else.
Half a lap to go. Butler moves to the high side. He appears to be around Elliott at the moment, but can he have the momentum coming over? Oh!
Look at this. Slip and slide. Oh!
They may have touched there in 3. Here they come down for the checkered flag. Newman wins it by a half a car length. Unbelievable finish. Wow.
Form looks decent. Looks like a good shot. Oh!
Look at this, 4 abreast going down through turn 4. Man, oh man.
Is he going to do it? Who's going to get it?
Oh my God.
Oh, a photo finish. A photo finish as they tap wheels and Casey Kane spins. Who won it? I don't know.
Wild ride, Jason Leffler. I'll tell you what, 18-year-old enthusiasm. That thing bent you big. What happened?
I was going good, and then I went in a little too hard. It bit me.
Now he's going to go to the bottom and try the old slide.
Oh my God. They took each other out.
Well, Tony, we just...
Billy Boat goes to second, and now
look at that, Billy Boat goes to the first.
He's got him. He's going to make a race out of it. They come down to the line. They touch.
Oh my gosh, they went through there side by side.
I think Bliss won.
I owe my survival to a lot of hair products. Look, nothing's out of place.
Can he make it work? No, he's out of space. But there's the last car. He has him. He has him. Gerster by a wheel. Oh, a problem right there.
I'm about to show you something that you will not see in any form of motor racing.
I think he got the position. He got second place while he was airborne. Dave Buck coming off the second corner down the backstretch, and Stewart has it.
From a victory by Greg Leffler on the high banks of Salem Superspeedway in September of 1979 until a victory here tonight at Las Vegas in November of 2002 and a win by Tony Stewart, Thunder comes to an end.
Yeah, it's been a great run. I got to run in about half of those years and got to sit up here the other half, so it's been a lot of fun. Hate to see it go.
And so many have contributed. We talked about this a little bit at Irwindale, but as far as announcers are concerned, Gary Lee anchored about as many of these as perhaps I have, Larry Newber, Dave Despain. And as far as people in the booth is concerned, I remember, I think, Parnelli Jones and drivers like Steve Chassie on down the line. It's been a who's who of auto racing, and certainly two who have contributed so much in the last few years are Ray Dunlap and Amy East.
Well, thanks, Bob. It sure has been a great time. It was a cold and rainy night here tonight. I didn't even think we were going to race today, but the fans showed up anyway, and that's what's really great about Thunder. Everywhere we go, whether it's Salem, Indiana, or whatever, the fans are here. And Amy, what about your memories of this series?
Well, I wouldn't be a broadcaster today if it was not for the USAC Thunder Series. My first was back in 1998, and it launched me into one of the best jobs in the world. But what it's done for my family has been priceless. Yep. My dad has been very successful because of Thunder, and it's been fun watching my brother also have that same success right here on ESPN.
You know, I've always said that real cars have fenders, but I've learned something new. Now that I've been on Thunder, I realize these are real race cars and real race car drivers, but unfortunately, we've got to come to the finish line, and that's where Amy and I are at right now. So Thunder is finished as far as we're concerned, Bob.
It has been fun, though, and we thank all of you race fans who have hung with us throughout the years to enjoy these telecasts, and there are going to be lots more, I'm sure, but for right now, it is all over. We crowned champions here tonight at Las Vegas. Robbie Flock, the Western Midget car champion, Darlin, and also Rick Hendrick. So thanks very much for the years. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. So long, everyone.